113, which is the building material, and this is the practical laboratory class. I am your instructor, Zuriati. So throughout the semesters, you'll be doing some of the practicals here, which is going to be based on the materials that you've gone through in the lectures. Okay. This laboratory practical is 20% of your grade. So it is actually 20% of your course grade. Out of this 20%, okay, 80% we base on your report. Right. 10% as your attendance. And another 10% I'll be giving you a pop quiz. Right? Okay, before your laboratory starts, at the beginning, you'll be given one simple questions, which is based on the manuals that you've gone through. So what we have, so I'll give you just one question, don't worry. So overall, this 20% will be your course grade. So from this 20%, 80% is from the report. Your lab report will be a group report, okay? And 10% will be your attendance, and 10% is based on the quiz that I'll be giving. In this laboratory, we'll be covering 5 topics. But out of the 5, we'll have 4 materials, okay? We'll be covering 4 topics, right, in this lab. Okay. One will be looking at masonry, more bricks work, all the bricks that we use. So we'll be looking at the characteristic of 3 types of bricks: clay brick, cement or concrete bricks, and then we'll look at silica bricks. Then we'll be looking at concrete materials, right? Looking at concrete. We'll look at the workability of a concrete, and then we'll look at its strength. Mainly we'll be looking at compressive strength, right? Then we'll look at the aggregates used or materials used for concrete that we use for concrete. So we'll look at the fine aggregate. Here we're using sand, right, which is a normal. Then we look at coarse aggregate, which is the gravel. And finally, we'll look at metal. So we'll be looking at brass and mild steel. We may or may not, I can't promise you, to look at aluminium. Okay? If we have the materials, we'll be looking at this. So these are optionals. I will not promise you that we'll be looking at aluminium, but or probably if we have time to look at it. So you'll be covering 4 materials. Now I need you to actually make sure that you covered the materials, the manual given before you actually comes into the laboratory first. So out of these 4 topics, we'll have 2 laboratory sessions for the concrete. So for concrete work, we'll have 2 labs. Okay? So first we'll do the slump test here to look at the workability. And while we look at the slump test, we'll be making the test cube for the strength compressive testing later on. So there'll be 2 labs for concrete materials. The rest, there will be only 1 lab each. Total laboratory that you have to attend are 5. Okay, there'll be 5 laboratories, so it's all compulsory. I would, as I said, that because we take note of the attendance, so if possible, please ensure that you attend your own group sessions. Unless there is a valid reason you cannot attend your group sessions, okay, with approval of the HOD for leave or whatever, you can attend the other groups. Now, as I said earlier, my emphasis is on the attendance because this is actually a group-based work. Here on the tables, I've outlined, I've actually displayed some of the apparatus you'll be using. Okay, main thing is this is the gloves that you need to wear during your laboratory sessions to be given to you. The first lab on masonry, you'll be using these bricks, right? This is a clay brick. This is a calcium silica, and this is a concrete bricks. You'll be using a lot of rulers to measure. Okay, this is a big ruler. There's also a small ruler for you. The buckets will be used to take the aggregates and other materials, loose materials. You'll be doing your casting on this aluminium sheet. So the casting will be outside the lab. Okay, the scoops is actually to be used when you scoop the materials like the aggregates. Trowels and all this is for you when you mix the concrete. Okay, these are some of the things, so be aware of this thing. The lab assistants, the lab officers, Puan Nora and Mr. Wong will be helping you if you need some help. This is the sieve that we'll be using for our aggregates. Some of the beakers for water. You need oil for the mold. This is the concrete molds that you will be using to make your cubes. Okay, so this is the brush and where you're going to actually put the oil the mold. Okay, this cone light mold, you'll be using this when you actually look at concrete workability, taking the slump. Okay, you may ended up using the oven, so you have that oven. Okay, please make sure that you get the assistance